What's up guys, Syiler here, and we are back finally with the updated version of SyiUI. A lot of people have been asking me for this, and I really do apologise for it taking me so long. I don't have a valid reason for it taking me so long, apart from I'm lazy. So hopefully in the future I'll get these updated once a new patch comes out, so that you're not having to like uninstall the UI or deal with big issues that are happening to the UI because of the author's, laziness. So hopefully I can work on that. Now, SyiUI 5.4 has been released. This is version 2, as I have made a few additions and changes and updates to the UI to make it run a little better. There isn't really any visual differences apart from a couple, but we'll go through them in a little bit later on. In terms of what I've done to the UI to make it better, a lot of you, and I really do appreciate the feedback and the issues that you let me know about, because those really do help. It's not just you bitching. Those allow me to see what's wrong with the UI and fix those issues. If I don't know what's wrong with other people, I'll just assume it's working okay because it's okay for me, but that's not the case. So people alerted me about the issue with the scripting that I had in the UI, the pitbull issue and the low FPS issue, also an issue with combo points as well that someone told me about. So I've got all those issues fixed. There might be more, but 90% of the issues that I know about are now fixed with the UI. On top of that, I have also made the UI easier to sort of install, so you don't need to go through each profile and go like SyiUI. I made it a lot easier to just, log in and bam, it's set up kind of thing. And I'll show you how in a little bit later on in the video. So I'm going to assume you've downloaded SyiUI already. If you haven't, pause the video, click the link in the description below, that'll take you to our interface, and click the download link and that will download SyiUI 5.4. With that downloaded, it'll come down as a zip file, so you need some way of extracting zips. Now pretty much anyone should be able to extract a zip. Don't know about Windows 8 users because God knows what's going on with Windows 8, but for the most part you should be able to extract zip. If you can, for whatever reason, download a program called WinRAR. As you see, that's what I use anyway, and it'll allow you to easily unzip or unrar files. It's free. It does say you run out of trial, but the trial lasts forever. God knows what's going on with that as well. But once you've got that, extract the file to wherever you want, preferably somewhere you're gonna know where it is. Mine's right here. We've got it extracted, ready to go. I'm just gonna open that up, and inside yours it should look the same as mine with fonts, interface, and WTF. So with those there, we can install the UI. So next up is to locate your World of Warcraft folder. I apologise if you can hear the wind in the background as well, it's pretty windy. Locate your World of Warcraft folder, and if you don't know where that is, generally it's in like program files and World of Warcraft. If you can't find it, you do have a search function on your PC. Just make sure you're under your hard drive. I go here like computer and then search for it, and it'll make the search a lot easier. So with that out of the way, we can go back to our folder. We're going to go inside here. And we're going to go, first of all, into WTF. Go inside here, go to account, and make a note of your account name. Copy it to a notepad or whatever. New users won't look like mine. New WoW players, not, by new I mean last couple of years. That yours will be like kind of numbers and letters. While older WoW players, before Battle.net was introduced, will have like a word and numbers like mine. Just copy that down, whatever it is. Make a note of it and keep hold of that for a little bit later on. Next up, what I'd recommend doing is making a backup of your UI. So make a folder called like backup UI, and I recommend doing this for any UI you install ever, because having a backup is so important, because the UI might not be for you, it might not work properly, and if you deleted your old UI, you have nothing to fall back on. So hold down Control, click on like WTF interface. If you have a fonts folder, click that as well. Copy them and then paste them into your backup folder. I'm not going to do that, but that's what you would do. Put it somewhere you know it's going to be safe and keep hold of it. With those files now backed up, we can delete those files. So we're going to get those out of there. Delete your interface, your WTF, and your fonts folder if you have one. Get those out of there, so you should just have the folders that you see here. And we're going to copy the folders from SyiUI into our World of Warcraft folder. Should be about 55 megish in size. Shouldn't copy over too slowly. And once that's done, you want to go into your WTF folder. You want to go into account, and it should say account name here. This is where you'll name your account. So that thing that we jotted down before is going to be useful now because we can log in. Next up, server name here. This is where you're going to put your server. For the sake of the video, we're going to go with Ghostlands. And character name here, for the sake of the video, we're going to go with SyiUI. There we go. Let's make that capital, just in case. You never know if it's going to be funny or not. Now, if you have multiple characters, then you'll make a copy of your original like name character folder and copy that, and then name it to your other characters. Now, if you have characters on other servers, we're going to go back and we're going to make copies of the server folder and paste that, and then rename it to whatever server you're on. Go inside that and rename the characters to whatever names are on that server. Simple as that. And you'll want to make a habit of doing that for any new character you make, just because it'll copy across all your bindings and things like that and make life a lot easier for you. You don't want to log in and have to rebind and things like that, so it's a lot quicker to just do this method. Literally copy your folder, paste it, and rename it, and bam, you're done. So do that, get in the habit of doing that for every new character you make. So with that out of the way, we're going to go back to the WTF folder. So World of Warcraft WTF. And there should be a file here that says config. If you can open it, you need to locate notepad. So we're going to right click on it. We're going to go, open with, and you want to find notepad. Once you found notepad, press OK, and it'll open it in notepad. And in here, right at the top, it'll say set local enGB. If you're on US servers, you'll want to switch this enGB to enUS and then save it. Make sure it's caps and then save it. So for example, like that, save it, and then it'll be set up for US. Now if you have the Battle.net client, you shouldn't really need to do this because it should automatically swap them for you. But just in case, you know, if it's not working for whatever reason, you know how to do it yourself. So with that out of the way, we can now log in. So let's get logged in. Hopefully this isn't really loud. There's a chance it could be. Let's get ready actually, just in case. Oh, it's not letting me get ready. Scumbag PC. It's gonna deafen me. Or is it? Is it ever gonna open? Oh no, it didn't deafen me. Okay, so we're gonna quickly log in. Sneaky while I log in for a second. So here you would just log in as normal, put your Battle.net name, put your password if you need to, click remember account name if you like to have it like that. Make sure you type your password correctly so you can actually log in. There we go. Select your Warcraft account if you have more than one, and then you should be at a screen like this. Click English or whatever language you play in. We're going to play on English server, and then just click suggest realms. Don't worry about this box for now. And then it'll log in and it'll just pick you a random server. Normally one that you have characters on that's like low pop. But for the sake of the video, we're going to go into Ghostlands and we're going to make a character called, let's get rid of this one. We're going to make a character called, yeah, no, why not, SyilerUI. Bam. So before we log in, we're going to click on the add-ons button in the bottom left. Now, I always recommend having load out of date add-ons ticked, especially now, because if Blizzard ever releases like a 5.4.3, like additional minor patch, it will pretty much break most UIs, because the game is like, oh, this add-on says it's for 5.4, this is 5.4.3, you're not allowed, and it will disable the add-on. So, tick that. They'll work pretty much 99% of the time perfectly fine. But if 5.5 comes out, that's where you might start running into some add-on problems. But for the most part, I'd still recommend keeping load out of date add-ons ticked, because UI won't really work properly with it unticked anyway. And then just wait until the developers release the actual updates for the UI. So I'm going to quickly run through all the different add-ons in the UI, so you know which one, which does what, so you know if you need it or you don't need it. Add auto turn-in basically allows you to quickly pick up quests and hand them in. I'm getting so tongue-tied today. And also pick up dailies and hand them in. So this is great for questing, or if you do dailies a lot, or you just quest a lot. It'll make your life a lot easier. You don't realize how much time you save by the add-on just being like, bam, you've got the quest. All right, bam, it's handed in. It saves so much time. And you can also set it up if you're leveling to pick the best gear for you. It'll pick out like leather gear, and it'll equip it for you if it's better than what you're currently wearing. So it's very, very useful. Bag Brother allows you to see items from your bank no matter where you are. You just need to go to your bank once and it'll cache it. And if you're doing like an old school raid and you're like, oh, do I have this transmog piece? You can check. So it's very, very useful to see what's in your bag or in your bank. Bag none is our custom bag. Basically puts all our bags into one big block so you can see everything instead of having to open individual bags. Button facade is the gloss over our buttons and like the buffs and action bars, things like that. Chinchilla Mini-Map is the map in the top right corner. It basically gives you a custom version of that. CLC ret, which we're going to disable, is a retribution basically a rotation helper. Helps you know what button to click next and cooldowns and track procs and things like that. So if you need this add-on, then feel free to use it. If you don't, you can delete it. Click works with party/raid frames. It allows you to easily heal or buff or resurrect someone. So I really do recommend this add-on. I'll probably talk about it a little bit when we log in. Dominoes is our action bars. Easy Mail is our mailbox. Gladius is like a PvP arena add-on. Basically shows you the enemy's trinket and health and things like that. So it's useful and it shows you diminishing returns as well. But if you don't arena, you don't need it. Grid is our party/unit frames or raid frames. Hide boss frames is important because it fixes an error with the UI when you're doing fights that have more than one boss and it shows like multiple boxes on the top right. That'll fix an issue that happens with this UI, so I would recommend keeping this on if you raid. Inspect fix is just something that helps fix when you're inspecting players, stops errors. KG panels is our borders around like the boxes around like the damage meters and the chat box and the action frames, and any black box is basically thanks to KG panels. Shared media is the fonts, the custom font that we've got in the UI. Magic runes, you don't need that if you don't play any DKs. Misk, or mask even, is the gloss finish that I was talking about before. Mixed scrolling battle text is our battle text. Nug combo bar is for rets, monks, rogues, anything that generates combo points for arrow, that kind of thing. OmniCC shows the number on cooldown, so like for example you've got a minute left on your trinket, it'll give you a little visual indicator of 1 minute or like 50 seconds on the actual trinket. So it's very, very nice. Pitbull is our unit frames, so add frames and the target frames. Prat is for the chat, gives you basically an advanced chat, gives you more options for your chat box. Quartz is our casting bar. Raven is for like buffs, procs, debuffs, spell durations, things like that. Reflux is so we can install our add-ons very, very easily when we log in. Safe queue stops you from being able to leave queue by accident. I'm consistently doing that, so that's why I've got that. Shared media, once again for fonts. Silver Dragon points out rares. If there's a rare nearby, it'll alert, it'll let you know there's a rare close. Skada is your damage and healing and deaths and threat and things like that, meters. Skinner is the black box around like the player frames or the achievement frames. Target charms is allows you to easily mark up players or bosses or whatever, and also allows you to easily put down world markers. Tidy plates is health plates above the mob's head. Tip tack, when you roll over like a character, it says like the name and the title and things like that. It just gives you a custom box for that. Titan panel is the panel right at the bottom of the screen, shows like your HP and your durability, not HP, sorry, your gold, durability, like the time, FPS. Chat tabs is basically an advanced thing for the chat. And DBM, or Deadly Boss Mods, is for PvEs. Basically tells you when you're about to die to a mechanic. So that is the add-ons. That gives you an idea of what each add-on does, so you know if you need it or you don't need it. And now we can log in. Okay, so if all goes to plan, and it didn't in the last recording because I messed up, but we didn't mess up this time. We didn't mess up this time. As soon as it loads. Now you should get add-ons pretty much everywhere, but that's not a bad thing because yeah, we did it. So for the most part, the UI should be set up, but you've still got a few add-ons, out of place and in the proper place. The chinchilla's not working, that kind of thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to do we're going to do /reflux space switch space Syiler with a capital S, YILER capital UI. Yep. And then you're going to click enter. And that should put all the add-ons into place. No add-on should really need any additional configuration or whatever. And, you know, every single add-on is now set up. That's how easy the UI is to set up now. You literally log onto a character, type /reflux space switch space SyilerUI, bam, it's done. The only thing you might need to do is mix scrolling battle text. That's the only add-on that I've noticed that doesn't really configure properly. But even that's set itself up properly. So there you go, the UI is pretty much ready to go now. Now I did mention about the click add-on and what that does, so we're going to go to spellbook and here you'll have click. As you see itself, for my paladin you can just delete these by clicking on them and clicking delete, right clicking, click delete. And what you can do with this basically, so I can set it up so if I was on my paladin, if I shift left click myself, it'll cast Holy Light. If I number pad 2, which is because I've got a Naga, it'll cast Hand of Sacrifice. If I number pad 3, Lay on Hands, number pad 4, Bop, number pad 5, Hand of Freedom. You know, so it makes it very, very easy for me to heal or buff or res, and you can just set whatever ability you want there. So obviously I've not really got anything on this warrior to do, but if I had like Resurrect, I could just click Resurrect and bind it to whatever key. So maybe it'll let me do it. I'm going to bind Throw to F. So if I could cast Throw on a player, I'd mouse over them and click F. And then it'll allow me to throw at them. But obviously it won't allow you to do that because you can't actually throw at a player. But that gives you an example of what it does. So the only add-ons that won't appear in this list are KG panels, which you can configure by doing /KG panels /config, or space config. And that'll give you the KG panels config. /Raven, which as we mentioned is our buffs and things like that. /Grid, which is our our party /raid frames. And I think that's all the add-ons that won't actually appear in the list. If you want to edit your Chinchilla, all you do is right click on it. I'll open up Chinchilla. And there you go, that should be the vast majority of the add-ons. Well, that should be everything set up. As far as I'm aware, everything right now is working properly, working as it should be, and good to go. And all you need to do is, if you make a new character, make sure you copy the character folder onto your new character, rename it to your new character, log in, do /reflux space switch space SyilerUI, and press enter, and then it'll set the UI up very, very easily, very quickly. And the UI should be giving you a good amount of FPS now. There shouldn't be any more FPS issues when you go into combat. As you see, FPS doesn't drop like it was before. Before it was plummeting for some reason. You'd go into combat and you'd lose about 20 FPS because of a scripting error. So that's been fixed and we're good to go. So if you have any questions or you've got errors for me, please let me know, because if you don't let me know, I don't know what's wrong with the UI right now and I can't get around to fixing it. So I might have missed something out in this video and I do apologise, but that should be everything ready to go and set up. And as I said, if you are having any issues or errors, please let me know and I can either fix them in a upcoming build or I can let you know how to fix them for now. So thanks for watching, guys. Look out for more videos coming soon. Hopefully you enjoy SyiUI. Big thanks to PGUI, the creator of that, who gave me the foundations for this UI. And yeah, don't forget to thumbs, fave and subscribe and look out for videos. See ya!